Hello.
Then, now,
Bow down to the queens.
Episode number 500.
forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, welcome to episode number 131 of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for Monday Night Raw for the 7th of April 2025. It is the show before the go-home show for WrestleMania 41. And yeah, we've got a pretty stacked show tonight. When I was putting this show in, I said it in a comment on ECW. I was like, to me, ECW has hit that stage where, I'm now, stalling because, I feel like I've done everything with most of the rivalries. Raw still has a lot of content, though. There's a couple of promos on this segment. I'm I'm still really liking, all this. But yeah, tonight will feature the second triple threat match building for the World Tag Team Championship match. It's Dominic Mysterio, Axiom, and Humberto Carrillo. And also, we're going to have the WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill teaming with one of her challengers at WrestleMania, being Rhea Ripley, against Bianca Belair, the other challenger for the championship at WrestleMania. And her stablemate in EST, Jakara Jackson, plus an 8-woman tag team match as Intercontinental Champion Stephanie Vaquer teams with Tegan Knox, Piper Niven, and Mackie against Tiffany Stratton, Jada Parker, Alexa Bliss, and Tatum Paxley ahead of the Razor Ramon Women's Intercontinental Championship ladder match, and a whole lot more. So any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. We kick off with CM Punk coming to the ring. Just CM Punk by himself, no other members of the Antidote. And he just comes down, he sits on the top rope. I do the sitting in the middle of the ring, cross-legged CM Punk promo a lot. So we're going to do the CM Punk sitting on the top rope promo. He takes the microphone, takes the WWE logo off the microphone. He says, "Isn't it great to be alive on a Monday night in Minneapolis, Minnesota? 12 days. 12 days are all that stand between me and immortality. 12 days are all that stand between me and the main event, well, technically 13, of WrestleMania, where I get to do battle with who has become my greatest adversary since my return to WWE, Seth freaking Rollins." Now, I'm out here alone tonight because Triple H has told us that he doesn't want any physicality between myself and my guys and Seth and his guys, although I heard Cody's back there, but Cody's doing his own thing with Jay White. If he stays out of my business, his business ain't my business until Saturday, April 19th. But tonight, in the main event, the future of this industry, the head honcho of the Antidote, Bronson Steiner, will put down Seth Rollins' little punishment, Damian Priest. But before then, I thought I'd come out here and say that Triple H has told us that we can't have any physicality tonight. We gotta save that for WrestleMania. And that's all fine by me. I proved to the world what Seth Rollins and company are last week, but I still have a hell of a lot more to get off my chest. Some of it I'll get off my chest right now. Seth Rollins, for as long as I've been away from this company, basically since the year I stepped away, Seth stood up. Seth's rise to the top coincided with CM Punk's demise. Seth Rollins' ascension was completely missed by me because I was off doing other things. And all I heard during all that time is Seth Rollins. If CM Punk came back, him and Seth Rollins this, Seth Rollins that. He was trying to start stuff with me when I wasn't even wrestling. And now I've come back and I'm Seth Rollins' worst nightmare. I'm this company's worst nightmare, and WrestleMania is only the beginning of what I'm going to do. I'm only getting started. Changes are brewing with me at the helm, me as WWE Champion. I'm the true architect of change that Seth Rollins wishes he was for all those years. He walked around calling himself the architect, what, because he made the Shield? Wrong. I made the Shield. The Shield doesn't exist without CM Punk. The Shield doesn't exist without Paul Heyman. So Seth, everything that you've built your legacy on is because of me. And now you've chosen to be the hero. You've chosen to be the martyr that I once was. But mine was a martyr for change for good. Yours is being a martyr to keep things the status quo and keep Seth Rollins in a nice, comfortable position in this company while at WrestleMania. When I get to finally main event WrestleMania and it's all about me, all the eyes of the world are on CM Punk and they don't give a damn who CM Punk's in the ring with, is the night you're gonna choke. Because you've never had what it takes to be the guy around here. The only difference between you and I is neither of us were the guy around here, but I was never given ample opportunity to be the guy because they were scared of what would happen to their golden boys if they did. Whereas you, Seth, have been given opportunity after opportunity to be the guy. Hell, Triple H picked you as the guy right now because I was awfully suspicious that he got you that number in the Royal Rumble because he thinks you're going to be the savior of his beloved company. Well, guess what, Seth? You have to tell Triple H and everybody else around here, April 21st, the Raw after WrestleMania, when I'm still WWE Champion, you've got to come out here and apologize to Triple H and to everybody that you disappointed and admit that you were wrong about CM Punk. And maybe, just maybe, we can move past this and you can have a part of my vision for WWE. Because if not, we'll send you back to Japan, where you were the last 6 months when you took your ball and went home. But hey, it's only a problem when I do it, right? Enjoy the rest of the show, Minneapolis. CM Punk has left the building. And he leaves. And then we cut to the back, and Dominic's getting ready for his triple threat match in Gorilla. And Christian's there, like, fine up. He goes, okay, last week, Lexis, he let us down. But you, Dirty Dom, my favorite son, my youngest son, you need to do me proud, because right now our family stocks are not on an all-time high. People are questioning my patriarchy and my leadership, and I can't be branded a bad father, Dom, because then I'm getting put in the same bracket as your father, and we all know what he is. He's a deadbeat. So, Dom, you've got to go out there tonight and make me proud to have you as a son. And then Punk sort of like walks back through the curtain and sees this. He goes, well, what's going on here? He goes, I'm just firing my son up for his match coming up next against those two idiots that we're going to beat at WrestleMania. She goes, well, it sounds to me like, Christian, they're being too hard on Dominic, and trust me, I get it. He's an asshole. You know, Dominic is a piece of crap, quite frankly. But, Dom, didn't you join the patriarchy because you were sick of the way your old man used to treat you? And now you're sitting here and letting Christian, your new father figure, treat you the same way? I'm just saying. And he walks away. Christian goes, well, shut up, Punk. Okay? We'll be laughing when Seth Rollins stomps your ass at WrestleMania. Come on, Dom, let's go. And then Dominic goes out for his triple threat match. And gets an 87. And Dirty Dom does pick up the victory. He pins Axiom in 12:32. Imagine the finish is like Humberto nails his finisher on Axiom. Dirty Dom throws him off and pins him to steal the win. And yeah, big win for Dirty Dom. So he does do Christian proud here tonight. 73 for Humberto, 88 for Axiom, 83 for Dirty Dom. So yeah, he wins. Nathan Fraser won last week. Path of the Dragon go winless in this little 2-match triple threat series. So yeah. We then cut backstage to Kathy Kelly. And she's with Montez Ford. Kathy goes, Tez, last week, your former tag team partner and your WrestleMania opponent, Angelo Dawkins, stood there and he gave the story of the Street Profits and the way he's felt in the Street Profits the last couple of years, leading to WrestleMania where you two will go 1-on-1. I just want to know if you've got any thoughts on what Dawkins had to say last week. Tess goes, Kathy, all of this, it didn't have to happen. When Dawkins had those insecurities, when Dawkins used to take time out of his schedule, to go clear his mind, because all he was reading was how he was a nobody without me. Nobody supported Dawkins like I did. Hell, I even gave him my spot in Money in the Bank one year when I was injured, because I believed in him that much. And he won a singles championship before I did. So Dawkins has proved to the world that he can do it as a singles star. It's just that what Dawkins means is that he didn't want to be on the same level as me. He wanted to be better than me. And me being World Heavyweight Champion and having my face on all the posters, having my own reality show, I guess Dawkins just couldn't handle that, and it all got to him, and he got jealous of me. When I was cheering Dawkins on from afar, sure, we had our issues after the Street Profits went our own way, but I was over on Raw, he was over on SmackDown, and I wanted Dawkins to do the best he could. But Dawkins never wanted that from me. So he can come out here and give you a little sob story about how he was always the overlooked one. And while it may be true, I don't think many people were overlooking Dawkins when he became Intercontinental Champion. Certainly not me. I was Dawkins' biggest supporter. I was the one who was telling everybody that Dawkins was a star in his own right outside the Street Profits, not just me. Hell, part of the reason why I stuck with the Street Profits was to elevate Dawkins, because I knew he wasn't going to get that shot on his own. But now I'm the bad guy. For being successful in my career and winning championships and getting big opportunities, I'm the bad guy. It's fine. I've been the bad guy before. You've all seen what happens when Montez Ford plays the bad guy. And I thought that part of me was done. I was just happy to be here now. Me and my wife, loving life. She's going to become the women's champion at WrestleMania. But as for me, I've got a score to settle with Dawkins. And at WrestleMania, we're truly going to see what Angelo Dawkins is after all these years. It's time to put up or shut up. All these years of being told Dawkins could be this, could be that. He's potential, man. And at WrestleMania, it's do or die, the biggest match of Dawkins' career. He can either put me down and prove to the world that everything that he did for himself, and he's looking to make a mark for himself, or I beat him. And maybe I was wrong all these years when I was hyping Dawkins. I was his own man. I was hyping Dawkins. I was somebody who could be successful on his own. Maybe Dawkins will just show the world that he is just a jealous ex-bitch. My bitch. Because at WrestleMania, I don't plan on slowing down. I'm bringing my A-game, and we'll see if Dawkins' A-game is as good as mine. And Kathy, I truly hope it is, because if Dawkins can beat me fair and square, I'll be the bigger man, and I'll admit he beat me fair and square. I just hope that, win, lose, or draw, Dawkins takes a valuable lesson from this all, and stops being such a bitter, jealous little bitch. Thank you, Kathy. We then cut to Triple H, of all people, walking backstage. When Chad Gable approaches him, he goes, well, well, well. Look who it is. Mr. COO, Paul Triple H Levesque, the man of the house, the big man on campus. Chad Gable doesn't appear to find himself on WrestleMania. And I was wondering what you were going to do about it. Is it because I showed the world what CM Punk was and what Seth Rollins was long before they knew? Are you jealous that your WrestleMania main event got put in jeopardy because of me? Because I exposed both halves of it? Triple H goes, look, Chad, I'm sure you think there's some conspiracy as to why, we haven't been seen around here much lately, but I promise you we're on the road to WrestleMania and you don't really have a match for the show. And they went, oh, don't I? Don't I have a match for the show? Because let me tell you, Triple H, if I want a match at WrestleMania, believe me, I can have a match at WrestleMania. Because yeah, I know, but you gotta earn your shot at WrestleMania, Chad. So I'll tell you what, Bobby, and Bobby Roode comes over, and then he's like, what? He goes, find Chad Gable a match tonight. Gable appears to be frustrated that he's not on Raw. So let's give him a chance to show the world what he can do. Once again, Gable goes, show the world. The world knows what I can do, okay? I beat CM Punk. I exposed Seth Rollins. I'm the main man around here, okay? Whether you want to admit it or not, you're holding me back. And this place is in jeopardy because you couldn't see what I could see. But it's fine. I'm sure your guy, Seth Rollins, has got it all in the bag, right? I'm sure your guy, Seth Rollins, knows exactly what he's getting in for at WrestleMania when he went into WrestleMania against CM Punk last year and lost. You know who didn't? You know who beat CM Punk last year? I did. Something Seth Rollins has never done. Maybe you backed the wrong horse, oh Paul. But don't worry, I'm a forgiving man, and when I want to be WWE Champion, trust me, I'll be WWE Champion. Thank you. A-rated match. Sure. Jay White has a gimmick that's getting stale. Sure, I'll fix that after this. He gets a quick win over Vinci. He puts him down with the Blade Runner in 8 minutes and 50. 88 for Jay White, 93 for Vinci. Yeah, Vinci's still scoring pretty high. He just had nothing for WrestleMania season, so he's reduced to a background character like everybody else that isn't on WrestleMania is during WrestleMania season, basically. And yeah, Jay White wins when out comes Cody Rhodes. He goes, so, Minneapolis, what do you guys want to talk about? Now I know what things are like around here. I've been busy in the past couple of weeks trying to uphold the future of Monday Night Raw and of WWE and preparing Seth Rollins for his war with CM Punk at WrestleMania. But don't think I've forgotten about you, Switch. Because yes, Saturday night is a big night for me, but so is Sunday night, because I know a lot of people are going to look at Cody Rhodes and Switchblade Jay White at WrestleMania and think, man, is this what Cody's up to this year? But here's why that's BS, okay? This man right here last year, he's only been around for a year. He debuted at WrestleMania last year. To this very day, I believe. And he's set the world on fire on Monday Night Raw. He's put himself in the conversation as one of the greatest Intercontinental champions of the modern era. He's rubbed shoulders with some of the very best, including John Cena, and myself, and Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. But here's the thing, Switch. WrestleMania is the biggest match of your life. See, I know everything that you're capable of. You and I go way back. And I want to point some attention to some people around here, because Bronson Steiner did the same thing you did last year. Bronson Steiner chose to pick a fight with me because I'm the biggest dog in the yard. Because I'm Cody Rhodes. I've main evented WrestleMania the past 2 years. He picked that fight with me. And sure, it helped his career along the way. He's doing swimmingly right now as part of this antidote, but we'll see how he gets on when the antidote and CM Punk's vision of WWE fails at WrestleMania. But you, Jay White, you've been doing your own thing. You've got Austin, you've got Colton behind you, and I'm actually glad you chose to pick this fight with me. But don't you think for 1 second, because I'm focused on CM Punk and Seth Rollins, that I've forgotten about you. Because while it may not look like it, this match between you and I is bigger than it seems. Because Once the chips have fallen and the new WWE champion stands here after WrestleMania, he's going to need a number one contender, and I need to make sure I keep my spot at the top. And you, Jay White, are a big threat to my position. I know it's not ideal of me to admit something like that out in front of the world on Netflix, but you are going to be a world champion around here, and anyone who can be a world champion around here should be a threat to me. So, Switchblade Jay White, I need to see if you're ready. If you want to pick this fight, by all means. You want to pick the bones of a man who's going to be going to war 24 hours earlier, by all means. But let me tell you this. When it comes to WrestleMania and myself, since I returned here 3 years ago, I am immortal. Nobody has stepped across the ring from me, whether it be Triple H, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Gunther, you name them. I've beaten them all. Can you, Jay White, be the man to take that leap? And if you can be the man to take that leap, then by God, is Monday Night Raw going to be in good hands in the next couple of years with you on the rise. And if you fail, at least you took the swing. At least you were bold enough to take that next step. There's a lot of names back there who wouldn't be. A lot of names back there who wait for their names to get called out and put on a match card, where you made that name for yourself, and I respect you for that. So at WrestleMania, may the better man win. Cody offers a handshake out, and Jay White just laughs. He goes, better man win. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Rhodes is proud of Switchblade Jay White. I'm not proud of you, Cody. Because, you know, Chad Gable likes to walk around here saying he exposed the truth about CM Punk and he exposed the truth about Seth Rollins. Well, allow me to do the same for this American nightmare stood right here. Because that's a very appropriate nickname for you, Cody. Because you are a nightmare. You're a nightmare for any hot wrestler looking to make a name for themselves. Because here comes Cody Rhodes to benefit his brand. While I was off leading clubs to superstardom, getting their merchandise worn all around the world, there you were, clinging on and joining when nobody else wanted you there just because it was the hot thing to do. And you, ever since you left WWE, were trying to build your brand to get you back to WWE, and every single step of the way it worked, Cody. You're a mastermind. Your story being finished will inspire a generation, and a generation after that, and a generation after that. But for how long? Because sooner or later, Cody, the truth has to come out. Sooner or later, Cody, the world is going to learn who Cody Rhodes really is. And that's not this American nightmare, underdog, Superman, Cinderella story. That's a master politician. You said it yourself just now. You view me as a threat. You view me as a threat to your crown, to your spot as the face of Monday Night Raw. First of all, I'm flattered. Second of all, I've got no interest of being the face of the brand. I just want to be the champion and prove that I'm the best wrestler on the brand. You can do all that talk shows and all that crap. That's all you, big boy. You can go and do that. But you came out here and you admitted that you want to try and stomp me out and extinguish my fire. So when the true Cody Rhodes mask slips, people will look back on this night. People will look back at this conversation and say that was it. That was when the real Cody Rhodes showed his face. On the night he knew that CM Punk and the Antidote couldn't put their hands on him, he felt safe. You've said about what happens if I win at WrestleMania, Cody. Well, let's flip that. What happens if you lose? What happens if you lose that grasp? You bite off more than you can chew and you get beaten by me. And say there is a new WWE champion. Say there's not. What's next for you? What is Cody Rhodes Without the WWE Championship, what is Cody Rhodes? Without being the guy on Monday Night Raw, is that when we're going to see that evil side of you that I know is in there rear its ugly head again? You haven't got to wait long to find out. I'm giving you 2 weeks notice, Cody. Start preparing now. Because after WrestleMania, when I'm on top and I do as you say I will and take your spot, what does a desperate Cody Rhodes look like? What hot new group are you going to cling yourself onto to reinvent your brand? What? Are you going to leave again, Cody? See you at WrestleMania. Champ. Then I go from that to LA Knight. He's pacing around backstage. He goes, let me talk to you. So, I got the memo. Okay, Triple H and his cronies just walked down and they gave me a sheet of paper. They said, hey, LA Knight, we got 3 minutes of time on Netflix. Go and sell your match of Logan Paul. So that's what I'm going to do just right now. Okay, Logan Paul ain't here tonight because his heart ain't in the business. He's all around the world doing other business ventures and other Logan Paul BS. Getting the red carpet rolled out to him, whatever he wants. But okay, but here is the thing. Netflix viewers, every single one of you around the world, have you ever want to see Logan Paul get his ass beat? Yeah, I know you have, because I have too. Okay, Logan Paul, born up with a silver spoon in his mouth, being handed opportunities to do businesses and boxing and all this other stuff, including joining WWE, whereas I had to scratch and claw for every single opportunity. Every single opportunity ever was never given to me. I had to earn it by taping up my fists and using my silver tongue to get these people to believe in me. And now they're all saying it's LA Knight's time. So with WrestleMania 41, Logan Paul, Las Vegas, LA Knight, he fancies himself a megastar. And he fancies himself a wrestling superstar. But when it comes to stepping into those rings, he's still a rookie. WrestleMania is a time for him to sink or swim. So far in his WWE career, he's got tag team opportunities, he's been given tomato cans. He's been swimming in the shallow end, but LA Knight, he's in the deep end of WrestleMania 41, and we're going to see if Logan Paul sinks or swims. You're not going to want to miss it. And oh yeah, Logan Paul's dumbass is going to get hit with blunt force trauma, courtesy of LA Knight. Yeah, that's about 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Netflix, you're welcome to your 30 seconds. Run whatever advertisement you want. Run one for WrestleMania, because LA Knight is done around here. Logan Paul, I'll see your ass next week. Yeah. Then see Seth Rollins pulling up with Buddy Murphy and Damian Priest. Buddy goes, there you are. I assume you got the memo. Seth goes, what memo? Because Triple H has said tonight that to avoid any physicality between you guys and the Antidote, that you're not allowed in the building tonight. He goes, what? So Punk's in there. He goes, Punk is gonna leave the building, but Damian Priest has a match with Bronson Steiner in the main event. And we want a fair fight, 1-on-1. So Priest, you're allowed in. Seth and Buddy, you're not, because that's bullshit. And he goes, can you please leave before Punk comes out here as well? Well, we're waiting out here, okay? Go on, Damian. And Priest goes in. So yeah, Seth and Buddy, not given access to the building. We then cut to the ring. Out comes Lyra, and she's got like a bag over her shoulder. And she gets into the ring. She goes under the ring. She pulls out a trash can. She tosses it into the ring, and she stands it up in the middle of the ring. She takes the microphone. She goes, so here we are, Minneapolis, WrestleMania, just 2 weeks away, and you're all being very rude to me. You're not even going to let me speak. You're showering me in booze. What, because your hero is a bad person? Nobody's more betrayed by the way Becky's acted than I am. Because she was my hero. But then she proved to everybody what I was to her, and that was a pawn in her game. She had to dress me the way that she wanted to dress me. I had to wrestle the way that she wanted me to wrestle. I had to hold a championship the way she wanted me to hold a championship. She wanted me to throw myself out of the Royal Rumble so she could get a second chance to get eliminated in 5 seconds. I know it was a good laugh for everybody, seeing Becky go through this weird midlife crisis. But imagine being a part of that. It ruined my career. You just knew me as Bird Girl. None of you even knew who I was. I was just Bird Girl to Becky. I was just Bird Girl to you. I don't even know if my name's in the championship registry. So let's take a stand against that. I've already shedded that skin. Those feathers have been shedded. Bird Girl is dead. Lyra Valkyria rises from the ashes like a phoenix. And to prove it, and she sort of like just takes the bag out, dumps all the shit in the bag, and it's like all of her Becky Stardust like costumes and shit. This is the physical embodiment of a wrestler's midlife crisis that we've all been playing along with for a year because it was funny to see Becky act like this. But now enough is enough. I've already killed Bird Girl. And now it's time for me to kill everything that Becky Stardust stands for. She picks up all the shit, she just tosses it into the trash can. She like pours lighter fluid in there. And she gets a match. She lights a match on fire and she goes, "Rest in peace, Bird Girl." She just drops the match and the whole trash can just sets ablaze. Lyra just stands there watching it all burn. That's when Kelly and Billy rush out. And Billy's like, "What the hell are you doing? Okay? What is it? You didn't have to do this, okay? Becky, she feels remorse for the way she's treated you, okay? We just need to all be together again." He goes, "Does she? Does she? Okay, or is that you being her little puppet coming out here telling me how you want me to think to try and save face because you know Becky's days are numbered. You know in 12 days time this dies. And you can either see the light like me or you can die with the ship, Billy. What's it gonna be, Stargirl?" And Billy sort of looks across. He looks back at Kelly. Kelly sort of just shakes her head staring at Lyra. She looks down at the burning trash can. She looks back at Lyra. She smacks Lyra in the face. Very good. Funny. I should have expected more maturity, but you're not very mature yourself, are you? You've still got a hell of a lot to learn at your young age. In fact, how about I teach you a tough lesson right now? She forearms Billy Starks right back, and then no, the burning trash can rolls out of the ring, and we have a match. It's Lyra and Billy Starks. 78. I'm glad this did really well. Because I'm imagining how this match would go in real life. Because neither of these women care about CTE. So they'd definitely be fighting each other, dropping each other on their heads. There'd be another, apron suplex spot that she did against Dakota that one time. Shit like that. And in the end, yes, Lyra does put her down with the Nightwing in 11:48. 80 for Lyra, 48 for Billy Starks. A good match, a nice little coming out party for her here. So yeah, after the match, I imagine Billy is wrestling in her Becky Stardust outfit basically, and Lyra sees it. She looks at the trash can with all the burnt clothes in it, and she goes over to Billy. She starts trying to rip, imagine it's a jumpsuit. That's the attire. So she tries to rip it off, and get it so she can set it on fire as well. And Kelly tries to fight her off. Lyra shoves her to the floor. Becky comes out. She storms out. Her and Lyra get into a fight. Becky punches Lyra. She stumbles to the outside. She picks up her trash can with all the burning clothes in it. She waves it around. She goes, "Enjoy it. Your entire career is next." And Becky helps Billy to her feet. It's "Are you okay, Stargirl?" And Billy's "Yeah, I'm fine." We then see Kathy Kelly interviewing Finn Balor. Finn Balor the man. And Kathy's very on edge. As the interview starts, she's weirdly looking at Finn, standing at a distance with the microphone, and Finn's "What's the matter, Kathy? Why are you so on edge?" She goes, I don't know if you're going to suddenly turn into a rogue demon and start attacking people back here. Because why would I... What are you accusing me of, Kathy? She goes, well, I'm just saying we've all seen the last few months around here. We know you are the demon. You're going to fight AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Finn goes, man, WrestleMania. I'd have loved to have been a part of WrestleMania this year, but unfortunately it's not on the cards. But, maybe next year, hey? And then Dijak walks in. He goes, Finn, it's been a long time. I feel like I need to step in and save you from yourself. He goes, what do you mean, Dijak? I mean, sure, we lost at Bash in Berlin together, but like, come on, that was it. That was a while ago, you know. I've moved on from that. He goes, no, Finn, you don't understand. I have to set things straight. It's my job around here to set things straight. And I've been lurking in the shadows for the last couple of weeks watching the road to WrestleMania pave out without me involved. But I can't sit back any longer. Finn, next week, you and I one-on-one in that ring. Finn goes, really? I thought we were friends, Dijak. No, come on. And Dijak just takes his sunglasses and he goes, we were partners. We were never friends. And when it comes to justice and doing the right thing and setting things straight around here, I don't need friends. He just walks away. And Finn's like, huh? Weird. We then got to the women's locker room. The heel team is in there. And they're all trying to get hyped up. Tiffany Stratton's being Tiffany Stratton. You know, the blonde Barbies are gassing her up. Jada Parker sort of just sneering, going, what the hell? You need to do all of this for a wrestling match. Because it's important that I look my Tiffy best, especially this close to WrestleMania. It's the biggest show of the year, and all the eyes of the world are going to be on me. And because I'm the center of the universe, everyone's going to be focused on me, and I become the Intercontinental Champion. I need to look my Tiffy best for every single night. And she goes, well, I don't care about all that. Just stay out of my way tonight, and we'll do all we can to win. And Taya Paxy's just there, like, rocking in the corner. And Alexa sort of just glares down at her. She goes, ugh. Why am I even in here? I don't like any of you people. She goes, well, that feeling is mutual, okay? You and I have been trying to rip each other's heads off, and I don't know what your problem is with me. Maybe it's because you're this weird, new, spooky version of yourself, but, like she just said, and Jay's like, I have a name. Because whatever her name is, whatever she just said, stay out of my way, and we won't have a problem. And Alexa goes, yeah, we won't have a problem. Because last time I checked, I beat you, so maybe I should sort of call things around. I'm also the veteran around here. You girls have been around here for less time combined than I have in my entire career. Jada goes, this bitch, okay, I don't take orders from anybody. Tonight I'm going to do me. If you three want to do you, that's fine. But if you want to win, you will do me. And she leaves. And Tina goes, well, this is fun. It's fun having friends. And then Tiffany and Alexa sort of glare at her. And she just awkwardly sits back down. 8-rated match. Chad Gable defeats Trick Williams with an ankle lock in 8 minutes and 5. 94 for Chad, 81 for Trick. Trick. He has something cooking, like, right after WrestleMania. This loss is part of his story, so it's fine. But yeah, Chad Gable gets the win here tonight. But after the match, CM Punk's music hits. We thought he'd left the building, but he apparently stuck around for this. And he gets into the ring. He gets into the face of Chad Gable. He lifts the championship up. He puts the championship on his shoulder, like right in Chad Gable's vision. He goes, hey, Chad. You know, you and I, we had a great little thing going on last year. When I came back to this company, you were the exact sort of person I was hoping to step into the ring with. And we did 3 times, Chad. And you even beat me once. And now look at you. Mr. Money in the Bank. On the rise, looking to make a name for yourself here in WWE. And that's why I came out here, Chad. I know you. I know how you work. I know what makes you tick. And you've been scheming and hiding in the background for far too long, so I'm gonna call your ass out on it, Chad. Because you think I don't see what's happening here. You and that Money in the Bank briefcase are a problem for me. But you've been trying to take people off your tail and make people forget that you've got that thing, while also not being able to keep my or Seth Rollins' name out of your mouth. Because you want to swoop in and be the hero. I can see it in your eyes, Chad. You like to pretend you don't care, but you want to be the hero. You want to be the man to save Monday Night Raw. You exposing my story and my plan to the world isn't enough for you. You want to outsmart me and take this championship from me, and you want to do that at WrestleMania. And I say, Chad, go ahead. Go ahead, Gable. You think you've got everything all figured out. You think when you won that briefcase you were going to take it and cash it in and take that championship from me. I dare you to try. Because you've got a better chance running over to SmackDown, taking on Bobby Lashley or Sami Zayn. Or you even got a better chance facing Warden or Big Jacob Fatu on ECW. Because they won't see you coming. I will. I've had my eye on you for a long time because I know exactly what you're like and I know exactly what you're planning. So at WrestleMania, if you even think about it, it'll be the last move you ever make. But you know, good luck with Warden or Jacob or Lashley or Sammy. I'm sure they won't see it coming, and I'm sure you can stand here after WrestleMania as a world champion. Just not this one. Then see Bayley and AJ, sort of just going over their career. Sort of just, all the moments. Watching Sasha at Brooklyn, saying that this is the match that made Cora Jade and Roxanne want to wrestle. And, watching even their match at No Way Out 2 years ago. I like how much things have changed since then. And, Cora turning on AJ, AJ turning on Roxy, all of it. And how it's led them to today, and how they can put their issues aside to take these tag team championships from these spoiled brats. And yeah, Beige gonna be the new women's tag team champions at WrestleMania. But then see the babyface team. Stephanie Vaquer, she's in Gorilla, warming up for her match when Tegan and Piper just walk up to her, go, hey, I'm ready tonight. I know at WrestleMania, you two want my championship. Tonight we're allies. Tegan goes, yeah. But we're going to show you, you're going to get a first-hand look at what's going to happen at WrestleMania when I take that championship. And Piper's like, or when I take that championship. And Tegan's like, yeah. Or if you do take that championship, Piper. Piper goes, well, we'll see, won't we? He goes, yeah, we will. And then Mackie goes, hey, friends. And she puts matching glasses on them all. I'm like, what are these? He goes, this is our team attire. We need to dress for the occasion because we can't be a real team unless we all dress and match. And then Piper, Tegan, and Stephanie have these weird pink sunglasses on their face. They all just look across at each other all awkwardly. Goes, well, come on, let's go. And she drags them all out, and we get the 8-woman tag match. Gets an 80. Sure, we'll take that. And it is the babyface team, if you couldn't guess. The team that I guess can coexist a little bit beats this dysfunctional mess of egos that's all just gonna fucking fall apart. Tatum and Alexa specifically have a bit of an issue. They've got a lot of history, and that leads to Tatum getting pinned by Stephanie. 82 for Mackie, 76 for Tegan, 79 for Piper, 87 for Stephanie, 69 for Tatum, 49 for Jada, 77 for Alexa, 73 for Tiffany. And yeah, the babyface team pick up the win. Huge. But then cut to ads and we come back and, Alexa, she's storming through the hallway. She's very angry. And Tina goes, "What the hell was that? I thought we were finally friends again." And she goes, "What made you think that? Okay? What made you think that? Okay? I haven't forgotten about you or anything. And you right here trying to be friends with everybody who walks into your path. Listen, I'm sorry that you're all alone. You feel like you've got nobody. But it's not going to be me. In fact, I still don't like you." Tina goes, But we were partners tonight." "Yeah, and you screwed up, and now look at it, we lost." And Tina goes, "You're blaming me? You're blaming me for our entire team's issues?" She goes, "Well, not all of your team's issues, but your issues specifically, because I don't like Tiffany, I don't like Jada either, and I can't wait till WrestleMania when I get to smash every single one of your head into the ladder." Tina goes, "Well, I haven't got to wait that long, have you? Because if you don't want to be my friend again, then I guess I can beat you again." And she goes, "I'd love to see you try. I'd love to see you try, Tatum." And she storms off in a huff. But yes, tensions, of course, there's a lot of history between these two. And yeah, they couldn't coexist. But then, as Tatum storms off and Alexa leaves the frame, the camera sort of lingers and we see Becky and Billy and Kelly walking through the hallway, all stressed, and Becky goes, "You, Kelly, go take her to the medical room." She goes, I'm on it, Bex, okay, you can be good." She goes, "I'll be fine." She just stares straight down the camera and goes, "Congratulations, Lyra. Are you proud of yourself? Are you really proud of yourself? Is this what Bird Girl, shedding her wings and rising out of her own like a phoenix is? Is this the name you want to be remembered by, doing this?" Because here's the thing. You want to hear it? The whole world wants to hear it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lyra, that you felt the way that you felt, and you felt like you had to stab me in the back and my own celebration embarrass me on one of what was supposed to be the best night of my life. I'm sorry. And it's probably too late for that now because you've decided that you want to rip my head off my shoulders, and it's fine. I can live with that. Because here's the reality of this situation, Lyra. You need this win. You've thrown your career, your chance at being coasted to the big time off of my back away. And it could be good for you. Or it could not. Because here's what you're saying. You're shaking like a shitting dog because this is your biggest opportunity of your career. This is the match that's going to make or break the name Lyra Valkyria. To me, it's just a Saturday night. You're walking down the aisle for your first big WrestleMania match. I've main evented 3 of them. There's a reason they call me Big Time Bex. There's a reason why being in my Becky Stardust orbit elevates everybody, and you couldn't see that. You had to go out and make a name for yourself. I was trying to help you. It's fine. Because the name Lyra Valkyria will be synonymous with Becky for the rest of your career, because it will be a fun little note of what was the name of the bird girl who shed her skin, wanted to make it big time, stepped up to Becky Stardust on the biggest show of the year and all the eyes of the world are on her in her countless WrestleMania match and got put down and embarrassed. So, bird girl, you want to play this game? You want to bring Billy and Kelly into this because they choose to stand by my side? Do it. Bring your new little best friends, Cora and Roxy. Bring them all to WrestleMania. Because you're going to need all the help you can get. Saturday, April 19th, is the day the name Lyra Valkyria dies and loses all meaning. You want to fight? You want to dance? Let's dance, bird girl. 86. Probably one of the best matches Jakara's had. But yes, of course, you know, Jakara is in this match, so you can assume why. And Rhea pins Jakara Jackson with a Riptide in 11 minutes and 50. 58 for Jakara, 88 for Bianca, 89 for Rhea, 81 for Jade. So yeah, Rhea and Jade do manage to coexist, but then right after the match, Jade like boots Rhea in the back of the leg, like in her torn quad. Rhea goes to the ground, and Jade plants Rhea down with a Jaded, and Jade hoists the championship up high. She stands tall over both women. Once again. Speaking of champions, you get a WrestleMania John Cena video package. The Intercontinental Champion is not here tonight, but this is the last time is now. This is his last WrestleMania. We're getting a look at all his WrestleMania memories from, you know, WrestleMania 21, his first WWE Championship win, to, you know, losing to Logan Paul and KSI last year. All of them. But only one man can be his final WrestleMania opponent. Only one man can be the final opponent of the greatest of all time. And in 2 weeks, they're going to find out who it is. Next week is the go-home show for Monday Night Raw for WrestleMania 41, and we've got 2 matches set for that show following their backstage interaction earlier on tonight. It's a little bit of a WrestleMania rewind to 2 years ago, Tatum Paxley versus Alexa Bliss. They did the dance at the grandest stage of them all 2 years ago, and to next week, they're getting it again. Plus, Dijak and Finn Balor, now official for next week's episode of Raw, and Triple H will monitor the final face-to-face confrontation between CM Punk and Seth Rollins before their WrestleMania main event on next week's go-home show. A-Raid main event? Sure. I hoped for a little bit better, but whatever. Damian Priest and Bronson Steiner. All members of The Antidote aren't here. All members of Seth Rollins' crew aren't here. But one man who is not a member of Seth Rollins' crew is good old Raven. We haven't seen Raven in a while, because I took him out of action because I wanted to do the Church of Rollins thing. But he is still the Grand Jury's manager, and he needs to get his own revenge on The Antidote. So he appears, he screws Bronson Steiner, and Damian Priest does pin Big Bronson Steiner. Kind of a big win for Priest, to be fair. 82 for Bronson, 75 for Priest. So that is a chink in the armor of The Antidote. You know, Punk wasn't around, and neither were the other boys. So, yeah. Damian Priest picks up the victory thanks to the returning Raven. But, you know, that's not the end of the show. We get a little segment, because Seth Rollins is now in the building. Punk's left, Seth's allowed in because Punk's gone. And he's just in his locker room, sat down. And Triple H walks in and sits next to him. And Seth just glares at him and he goes, "Next week, it's you and Punk out there. I'm going to be overseeing the whole thing. You know, how you feeling this close to WrestleMania?" Seth goes, "Like I've got to get it done. You put all your faith in me. I left, you are the one who brought me back. You've seen the chaos that Punk has caused. And I hated to say I told you so, but I did tell you so. But Cody Rhodes, AJ, Priest, Ford, LA Knight, all of them. couldn't get the job done. And quite frankly, if it's not me, I don't know who's left. I'll make one thing for sure, Trips. Hunter, you put your faith in me back in 2012 when you made me the first ever NXT champion. You put your faith in me in 2014 when you picked me from the Shield to stand by your side. It's about time I did you a favor. It's about time I walked down to WrestleMania, walked into that ring face down with the man who's threatening to kill the essence of this company and take it back. It's time for me to stomp out that cancer once and for all. Not just for me, not just for you, but for them, for everybody watching at home who loves the way things are around here and doesn't need change. Out of every single person, I could have stayed away for 9 years like Punk did. But I didn't. I came back to fight for this. I came back to fight for that WWE Championship. I came back to fight CM Punk, to beat CM Punk. And I'll do it. And I'll do it at WrestleMania in the main event. And Triple H just sort of pats him on the back and goes, "Attaboy." 85 rate show. Sure, we'll take that. Yeah, we might as well what you thought of the show. Do know if on the comments below and see you on the other side for Heat. Heat kicks off with some tag team action. It is Fatal Influences, Fallon Henley and Zelina Vega picking up the tag team victory over NXT's Lola Vice and Carmen Petra. Actually, that's not true. I think Lola Vice is technically in AAA. So, but two developmental girls, Carmen Petrovic and Lola Vice, basically. Lola gets a 43, 41 for Carmen, 66 for Zelina, and a 65 for Fallon. So a nice little tag team win for Fatal Influence. They end up taking a fair bit of defeats on SmackDown. So I thought I'd give them a win here. You know, it's over some Dev Girls, get the Dev Girls some exposure. You know, win-win for both sides, basically. I get a 46. Zoe Stark defeats Paige Jameson 635 by pinfall with a Z360. Paige Jameson gets a 7, but we'll stick with her. We'll stick by her. Yeah. 64 for Zoe Stark. That's enough. She's another, obviously, NXT girl. And yeah, Zoe Stark picks up the win. And after the match, you know, Zoe's celebrating, I guess, or having her hand raised. And like she looks down at Hayes on the floor. And, you know, something about her just rubs Zoe the wrong way. You know, I don't know what it is. She just looks at like this wild girl, the wild child. And it's like, you know, you're a bit of a a bad egg. You remind me a bit too much of Sol. She starts attacking Hayes. That's when Sol Ruca does come out and she chases off Zoe Stark. She tries to nail the Soul Snatcher on her, but Zoe slides out of the way. And then, you know, Sol takes the mic. She goes, "You know, Zoe, you've been trying to, you know, get my attention ever since you betrayed me. Well, here we have it. Next week, the final heat before WrestleMania, you and I, we're going to do this one-on-one. And I'm going to put you down and teach you a lesson that I'm more than just, you know, the surfer girl. That I'm a problem for you and this entire division." So yeah, finally going to get the Sol Ruca vs Zoe Stark singles match next week on Heat. I believe I called it Velocity, but yeah, it's Heat. Another tag match. J-Flows, Tam and Mizuki pick up the tag team victory over Izzy Dame and Jasmine Nix. Basically the same as the opening match. Two developmental girls getting a nice showcase. Just so I can like sort of get the landscape on where certain people at NXT are. And, you know, get another victory for a tag team here on the main roster. 75 for Tam, 70 for Mizuki, 34 for Izzy, 28 for Jasmine. Jasmine and Izzy are technically a part of the same faction in NXT right now, so that's why I brought them two up specifically. But yes, J-Flow with a nice win. And our main event is an 83. You know, we're putting Alba in some big spots now because she's been impressing me with these ratings recently, so I want to see what she can do against our current ace of Heat, Aoi Maikawa. She actually outscores her, but Aoi was off her game, so, you know, who knows. But Aoi does pick up the win, 18-25 with a Crash Rabbit Heat, 90 for Alba, 88 for Aoi Maikawa. So yeah, two very good scores here. And yeah, a nice win for Ari Maikawa and a great match. I was maybe hoping for a little bit better, but I think the crowd was a little bit tired because there was a lot of developmental girls on this show. And they was all just like, oh, come on, can we just end now? But yeah, nice little heat, which gets us a 74. But yeah, what matters more is what you thought of the show. Do let it fall in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for ECW. See you then.